All right, guys. I am all over the board because there's a million things happening at once. Jerry, thank you. He came over yesterday. We set this beautiful post that is something I've been meaning to do for a while now, and it's super delayed, like everything. It's gonna be my construction time-lapse post. So I'm gonna put a GoPro on the top running the little like GoPro Labs firmware that allows you to set a construction time-lapse that starts every morning at a set time and ends every evening, so it's not running like around the clock. It's basically just during work hours. Tell it how many pictures you want to take. I wish I would have started it a little earlier because as you can see behind me, I've been putting in work, and since the last real Hangar update, a lot has actually happened. I know it doesn't probably look like much, but we battled the gnarliest winter I can even remember. You tell me if I'm crazy because you've lived out here longer. It was brutal.
It was absolutely the worst I've seen in 20 years.
Yeah, so when I was expecting to get to move dirt midwinter, because normally we have like, you know, we'll have snowstorms and then it dries out and it's pretty good for moving dirt. We didn't have that. I literally had to go out here and plow snow off of where the pad was gonna be to try to get the dirt to dry sooner so I could get out and actually move dirt. So I kind of did a fragmented approach at the dirt work here, which is why I didn't film it that well, but basically every break I had in the storms, when the dirt was dry enough that it wasn't soupy wet and it was warm enough that it wasn't frozen, I would get out and move it, and basically took my little skid steer and just went to town. I did a bunch of cutting on the side that I'm on right now that you can see, and brought actually a fair bit of lift on the downhill side, just doing small lifts because I didn't have any, you know, heavy duty compactor. So I would do like a 3-inch lift, pack it with the skid steer, then take my truck, pack it. Went through a bunch of dirt work, brought in some base. Jerry helped me with that as well. We were able to do those lifts before leaving for Mexico, which is the next video you're gonna see. And then the other thing I should address, which some of you guys are pretty keen, and you guys caught on to this that I wasn't sure if you would, but in my Mavic review video, you guys probably noticed that a steel building got delivered. So the building is here. I've got a Connex full of building supplies, being all the underfloor stuff, which is the next step, but unfortunately everything is delayed. All my concrete guys are delayed. The cement factories are all like booked out forever. So it's just, you know, it's how life goes. Ready, like right when you're ready to go full throttle, so is everyone else in town. So currently we have all the footings cut, rebars going in. As soon as they are done, the plan is for me to throw down my insulation and PEX for the underfloor heating. You know, I want to try to plan to passively heat this thing using solar hot water collectors. But right now everything's on hold while the concrete guys do their thing. After that we'll have, you know, a little bit of work before the first inspection. We'll pour, then we have a 2-week delay just waiting on the footings and the foundation to cure. Then we go straight into erecting the building. So yeah, that is the long-winded update of where we are at. I'm sorry that I didn't fill you guys in sooner. I know it's gonna be a fun project. I'm super excited, and again, the whole vision of why we moved out here was to incorporate having everything out here, including the plane and all our toys that seem to be spread out everywhere. So really it is just gonna be my big toy box that I think every grown man needs a shop or toy box or hangar, whatever we're calling it. So anyway, that is the update. Before I wrap this out, I do want to take a quick second to give a huge shout out and thank you to my friends over at Squarespace for sponsoring yet another of my videos. And for those that don't know, Squarespace, truly the ultimate way to build a website, no experience necessary. They have award-winning templates. You pick the one you like, you craft it into your own beautiful professional looking website that's optimized already for desktop as well as mobile, and they have features for everything. So I don't care if you're a concrete guy that is trying to make a website for that, or if you're an influencer or whatever it is that you do, you're gonna be able to do it with Squarespace. Again, it's so easy, like anyone can do it. So I truly hope if you guys are ever, you know, in the market for a website, you'll consider Squarespace, and then when you do it, make sure you use my code Trent Palmer at checkout. That'll get you 10% off, and it does help me out a little bit. I do appreciate that. And with that very long-winded explanation of where we are at, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one out here. You guys know the drill. Like this video if you do. Subscribe if you haven't. Come be my wingman. See you on the next one.